Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to the channel, where we meticulously track the intricate dance of duty, tradition, and change within the world's most famous monarchy. Today, we delve into a pivotal moment of transition, a moment where the future King of the United Kingdom, Prince William, is widely believed to have made a truly historic and necessary maneuver to safeguard the very foundation and reputation of the crown. This is a story about reputation, survival, and the cold, hard necessity of putting institution before kinship. Before we unravel the layers of this fascinating development, do remember to show your support for independent reporting on the royals by clicking that like button, subscribing to our channel, and hitting the notification bell so you never miss one of our in-depth explorations. Your engagement helps us bring these stories to light. For those who may not have been tracking every development in this saga, the atmosphere surrounding the British royal family had become increasingly charged. There was a relentless, mounting public and media pressure directed squarely at King Charles III. The central demand was unequivocal. The monarch must strip his younger brother, the often described disgraced Prince Andrew, of his remaining military titles and, crucially, the use of his public-facing royal honors. Moreover, the public outcry insisted on a permanent ban, preventing the Duke from participating in any official public-facing royal engagements whatsoever. The scandal surrounding Prince Andrew had become a severe reputational hemorrhage for the institution. The tension reached a critical peak, demanding a decisive response from Buckingham Palace. And finally, that response materialized. On a significant day, October 17th, a key statement was disseminated by Buckingham Palace, signaling that the senior members of the royal family had at last heeded the persistent and loud pleas of the public. This was not a soft dismissal. It was an acknowledgement that the stability of the monarchy required action. The very next day, the Duke of York himself stepped forward. In a personal message delivered to the public and the world, Prince Andrew addressed the grave accusations that have long shadowed him. This announcement was highly anticipated, marking a moment of reckoning that had been years in the making. In his concise but weighty statement, Prince Andrew confirmed that, following extensive and much-needed discussions with his elder brother, King Charles, and the other senior working royals, he would take a definitive step back. He stated clearly that he no longer uses his principal title, the Duke of York, nor would he utilize the myriad of honors that had been previously conferred upon him throughout his life of royal service. This action, while perhaps understated in its delivery, represents a seismic shift in the royal landscape and a clear prioritization of the crown's image over personal privilege. To understand the sheer magnitude of this decision, we must turn to the voices that analyze the constitutional and cultural implications of royal actions. Discussing this major update, the respected royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams offered a crucial perspective to Fox News. He did not mince words, emphasizing the absolute necessity of this maneuver for the crown's survival. Fitzwilliams asserted with undeniable conviction that it was essential that this happened. He painted a stark picture of the alternative reality, suggesting that had the situation been allowed to fester, the monarchy would soon have reached a detrimental tipping point. He warned, it would have soon got to the point where anything the monarchy did would have been overshadowed by sleaze. The continuous association of a senior royal with scandal had begun to eclipse the philanthropic and ceremonial work that forms the backbone of the modern monarchy. This was not merely about personal embarrassment, it was an existential threat to the institution's relevance and dignity. The commentator further elaborated on the specific event that made this outcome truly inevitable. He referenced the highly damaging moment when an email, which undeniably demonstrated that Andrew had been untruthful regarding the timeline of his connections and interactions with the notorious Jeffrey Epstein, was made public. This revelation, according to Fitzwilliams, sealed the Duke's fate in some form. Once the public felt they had been lied to, the ability of the Duke of York to ever represent the crown again vanished completely. Fitzwilliams did offer a note of relief, however, stating that he was thankful that Parliament was not forced to intervene in this constitutional crisis. The implication here is profound. Had the public disgust reached a sufficient level, the matter could have been dragged into the political arena, potentially initiating uncomfortable debates about the very structure and funding of the royal family. The fact that the palace managed to resolve this matter internally albeit under immense pressure, was a quiet victory for the continuity of the crown. But who was truly the driving force behind this unprecedented and necessary act of institutional cleansing? According to another prominent royal expert, Hilary Fordwich, the answer points directly toward the heir apparent. Fordwich claimed unequivocally that Prince William, the Prince of Wales, must have been the strategic force behind Prince Andrew's permanent royal exit and the relinquishing of his titles. This assertion places Prince William squarely in the role of institutional protector, a role that demands difficult choices, even when those choices involve immediate family members. Fordwich suggests that the future king is not merely concerned with the immediate crisis management, but is looking far more long-term at the viability, reputation, and indeed existence of the monarchy. This perspective highlights the generational shift occurring within the royal family. Prince William, keenly aware of the need for the monarchy to appear modern, accountable, and above reproach in the 21st century, is acting as a strategic steward. He recognizes that any lingering association with scandal, especially one of this gravity, acts as a corrosive agent, slowly eroding the public trust that is essential for the monarchy's continued function. The need to secure the monarchy's viability is paramount. The institution relies heavily on public goodwill and the perception of selfless service. When high-ranking members are perceived as liabilities rather than assets, the entire structure shakes. Prince William's intervention, therefore, was not merely personal. It was a constitutional imperative. He seems determined to ensure that when he eventually ascends the throne, the foundation upon which he stands is solid, untainted by the shadows of past controversies. This strategic move by the Prince of Wales, pushing for definitive action on Prince Andrew, marks a major and necessary victory for the future of the British monarchy. By successfully removing the intense negative light that had been constantly cast upon the good and often quiet work performed by the rest of the royal family, William has effectively cleared the decks. This action allows the focus to return to genuine duty, charity, and public service. The long-term benefits of this decisive action for his future reign are incalculable. A clean slate, a monarchy that demonstrates accountability, and a clear message that no one, regardless of birthright, is above the standard of conduct required for public life. These are the principles William is establishing. Let us pause for a moment to consider the weight of the title itself, the Duke of York. Historically, this title is one of the highest in the British peerage, traditionally conferred upon the second son of the reigning monarch. Its relinquishment, even if only in terms of public use and accompanying honors, is steeped in historical significance. It signifies a profound loss of standing and public recognition, essentially reducing Prince Andrew's status to that of a private citizen, albeit one still related to the king. The honors he gave up are not merely ceremonial. They represent the deep connection between the crown and the military, and their removal signals a complete break from his official public identity. The discussions leading up to the October 17th statement must have been tense and difficult. King Charles III, having only recently begun his reign, was forced to confront a deeply sensitive familial issue that had the potential to define his early tenure. The choice was agonizing: protect his brother or protect the crown. The fact that Andrew released his personal statement confirming his withdrawal suggests a negotiated settlement, spearheaded by the pragmatism of the heir, Prince William. This episode perfectly illustrates Prince William's evolving role as a modernizer. He has consistently advocated for a slimmed-down monarchy, an institution focused sharply on core duties, free from unnecessary expense or distraction. Prince Andrew's controversies represented the antithesis of this vision. His continued association with the crown was a massive distraction, draining resources and goodwill. The swiftness and finality of the action, once taken, demonstrate a new resolve at the heart of the palace. This resolution signals that the era of tolerance for personal scandal that compromises the institution is over. This is a crucial foundation for King Charles III, enabling him to focus on his ambitious plans for his reign, unburdened by the continuous demands for his brother's banishment. The public reaction, largely one of relief and approval, validates the decision. The monarchy thrives on legitimacy, and legitimacy in the modern age is built on moral authority and perceived integrity. By making this tough choice, the senior royals, led by William's strategic vision, have reinforced that moral authority. In essence, Prince William has proven himself to be an astute political operator within the confines of the palace walls. He understands that the future of the royal family rests not on historical entitlement, but on contemporary relevance and impeccable conduct. His actions demonstrate a clear commitment to a monarchy that serves, rather than one that merely exists by right. The removal of Prince Andrew from the public stage is not just a footnote in royal history. It is a defining moment in William's journey toward the throne. It shows the British public, and indeed the world, that the future king is willing to make the necessary sacrifices, even deeply personal ones, to ensure the continued survival and prosperity of the institution he is destined to lead. It is a powerful display of the principle that the crown is greater than any individual who wears it or serves under it. In conclusion, the convergence of public demand, expert commentary from figures like Richard Fitzwilliams, and the strategic foresight of Prince William led directly to the definitive statement regarding Prince Andrew's titles and honors on October 17th. The specter of sleaze that threatened to engulf the monarchy has been, for now, successfully managed, thanks in large part to the long-term vision of the Prince of Wales. This victory removes a significant liability and sets a powerful precedent for accountability within the royal household, ensuring a smoother and more reputable path for King Charles III and, ultimately, for King William V. This event certainly gives us much to reflect upon regarding the balance between tradition and necessary modernization within the world's most scrutinized royal family. What are your thoughts on this decisive move? Do you believe Prince William was right to take such a forceful stand against his uncle for the good of the crown? Let us know your opinions in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and join us for our next detailed celebrity update, where we continue to explore the fascinating, complex world of the British royal family. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.